Now we're going to look at this demo in the Eclipse IDE. As normal, we have all the imports that you're now used to seeing, and we're going to have to override the start method. So let's take a look at what we do first. There's a object called pane that we define, which is of class stack pane. And you've already seen this before. You've seen us define a button before, so that's happening as well with the button being labeled with OK. Now here's where the first new thing happens. We use the set style method on the button to specify that we want the border color to be blue. So we have the fx string, which starts by giving the name of the property and then a colon and then the value for the property, in this case blue, and then a semicolon, which we have there even though there's no additional fx strings for other properties, but we still put it in. That would normally be used as a delimiter when there's other additional properties and value pairs that we wish to include as well. On the next line, you see that we're going to use the getChildren to produce the observable lists that we then use the add method with to add our button to the pane. So far what we have then is a button in the pane with a border color of blue. We're now going to use the set rotate with an angle of 45 degrees on our pane to rotate the entire pane, and of course everything in the pane rotates with the pane. Because it's an angle of positive 45 as opposed to negative 45, that's going to indicate a clockwise rotation. So we should note that when we actually run the demo and see what angle we see the pane appearing in. We set the style this time for the pane, because we're doing a pane.setStyle, using the same sort of formatting string. This time we have two different value property pairs that we're adjusting. The first is the color of the border, which we're setting to red, and the second is the background color, which we're setting to light gray. That all finished and ready, we go ahead and we define a scene to have x coordinates, x pixels of 200 and y pixels of 250, and then we title our stage node style rotate demo. We drop our scene into the stage, and finally we show the stage. So let's go ahead and run this and see what we get. Well, there it is. There you have it. So you can see that we have our stage, we have our scene in our pane, and the pane has been rotated, sure enough, at 45 degrees clockwise. The pane itself does have a light gray background to it and a red border around it. The button that we specified has a blue border around it. So everything looks exactly the way it should, and in fact we've exercised the rotate method now to see how that works as well.